All right, y'all, it's time to turn your notifications back on. It's ULG De La Ray,
ULG K,
and ULG J. And welcome back to the group chat.
Yes. Let's go ahead and get into our updates for the week. My update is don't let these niggas play with you. Be direct. When somebody comes at you with nonsense, make them explain the nonsense so they can also hear that the shit is motherfucking nonsense. When something is a fact, it's a fact. There's no changing it. There's no going back. It is what it is. You can't change the fact. Anytime you give niggas a little leeway, you act like you like them a little bit, it's like that activates them showing their ass. And I don't know, I'm just at the point in life where you show your ass and I'ma spank it. Cause I don't have time for all this extra bullshit. I really don't. I'm too old and I'm grown. I'm always gonna do what the fuck I want to do. My parents could never tell me nothing because I still was gonna do what the fuck I wanted to do. Okay? Been on this earth 32 motherfucking years. What? Yeah. This nigga got me hot. This why you can't tell niggas you like them, y'all. You hear the angst in my voice? The nigga done pissed me off.
You can't tell the wrong niggas that you like them.
Yeah.
Because then they show
just
out.
Literally, I'm over niggas. I've been busy, y'all. I've been real busy. I did a video shoot downtown where I was the model, and I was recording in this coffee shop, and I seen these two Amazon looking women walk in. I was like, damn, they tall as hell. And I was like, maybe it's because I'm sitting down and they standing up. They just look extra tall. I was like, nah, they about up there with the door. So I started thinking to myself, it's this girl. She looks so familiar. It's like I've either seen them on TV, on TikTok. I was like, she's too tall to be on TikTok. I would have remembered like her from being on TikTok being that tall. And then I was like, they have to play basketball. I get back in my car after the photo shoot. Why was that Alyssa Thomas and I don't know the other lady's name, her girlfriend, I think.
Dewana Bonner.
I literally had to send Jay a picture and be like, I just seen them. I couldn't go up and say hi. I feel so wrong. I can't ask people for a picture of them. I can't say their name. I'm like, oh, I know you, but I don't know where I know you from. It's so rude.
When I was working at Stanford, one of my student athletes at the time, she was like, Jay, you're so small. And I was like, well, everybody's small compared to you, bitch. You're fucking 6'7", literally.
Yeah.
So she turns on her side and she was like, I think my wingspan is longer than you. And lo and behold, her wingspan was longer than me. Yeah. I said, okay, Kim, we get the picture. I'm small and you're tall.
No, literally. But I missed an opportunity for a picture with some goats. So I know that they were there. And then the next day I had some of my clients I worked with before. We recorded some videos. So that was pretty cool. And then I woke up one day and seen Vogue was calling afros cloud bobs. And I thought the world was actually ending. I was like, it's finally gotten to a point where niggas have lost their ever-loving mind. Because who told you to call motherfucking afro a cloud bob? That's like when they try to rename the damn bonnets and shit. Like, what are we doing?
I saw that and I was like, you know what? My spirit is literally unable to even try to digest this. So I'm going to just keep on keeping on.
Didn't even think about it when I read it the first time. I seen cloud bob and I was like, what? And then I got on TikTok and somebody was like, did they mean afro? I was like, absolutely.
And it's almost like, were you guys trying to be like culturally appropriate about the way you were calling it? Like, did you feel like it would be offensive to say afro? Even if you thought that, go find any Black person literally off the street and be like, hey, what do we call this?
Either way around it, it was wrong. It was all the way wrong. I tried to understand, like, maybe they were trying to be inclusive and, like, give us some new fancy name to put into the article. But no, y'all motherfucking tried it, especially when y'all know our afros are, like, a whole political stance. Like, you tried it. Like y'all try with every other hairstyle that we have on our fucking heads. But because y'all want to wear the shit and it be okay. But when we do it, this shit's a problem, or it's ratchet, or it's ghetto.
And that's exactly what it is. They're calling it a cloud bob because we're going to see white people out here trying to pick out their hair in some way, shape, or form to make it look like an afro.
It was giving their little boys perms for baseball. They was
like
giving little curly, like when they rod their hair up to make it curly.
Oh, the curly perms.
Yeah. They was giving them their sons. It was a baseball trend. They wanted curly mohawks. Like, why can't Peter have his straight mohawk? Y'all want y'all's own culture so motherfucking bad. Y'all want to make America great so motherfucking bad. Make your straight, fine, thin ass hair great, bitch. Like, the fuck? You can't think for yourself, have shit for yourself, find shit for yourself. Damn.
Invent shit for yourself. Nothing.
Thank you.
That reminds me when I lived in Reno, I had 2-strand twists in my hair, like flat twists. This white man was like, "Oh, what are these, locks?" Put his fingers in my hair. I looked at my partner at the time and he was like, "Because what the fuck?" First of all, it's flat twist. Flat twist and locks look literally nothing alike. But for you to touch me,
He just wanted to touch you. That's what that
That's
was.
what it
'Cause
was.
ain't no fucking way.
Ain't no way.
And who
Ain't no
said
way.
you could touch me? The fuck?
Hello?
But also, like, just ask, like, what it is. Like, what style is this? Is that so hard? Like, or just be like, I like your hair. Because
Very
that's, I mean,
That
that's
too.
really where, like, it comes from. But, like, they are trying to not be offensive. Just like they're afraid to say black. They're afraid to say black people. So that's where I'm like, are you afraid to also say Afro? So you came up with cloud bob. Like, they try to come up with these digestible terms when we are telling you, like, what to do and what not to do, what to say and what not to say. And it's amazing to me that, like, all the stuff that we say don't do, like, don't touch my hair, don't say nigga. Like, it's, well, but you can make up cloud bob. Goodbye.
I had this friend and I love her. She's so sweet. When I moved to Mississippi for grad school, God bless, one of my roommates was from Mississippi. We're talking one day. She's a phlebotomist, so she's telling me about this drama at the hospital. And she was like, "Yeah, and these people were talking really poorly about the colored girl." And I said, "Oh, hold on. Wait. Just say black." She was like, "Is that okay though? Is that no, colored is wrong."
Right. Very wrong.
So wrong.
At
Don't
this
call
point,
her
we should
colored.
just drink from the separate water fountain. What are you talking about?
And
Colored girl.
she honestly, she did not know any better. And like, also Mississippi, I think they're like 49 out of 50 in terms of education. So like,
Yeah.
of course, that's how she would refer to black people. But I was like, do not call her colored to her face. Don't do that.
Or mine. Or anybody else's. Just take it out your vocabulary.
Completely.
Was her name Tyler?
Yeah, right. Because they say that in South Africa, which I get that, but that's a whole other country.
Right.
You're in America. Like, we don't say that.
No. So, good Lord.
Yikes. No, that's my update for the week.
Amen. Mine was good. I went to a women's conference, so I was in church.
Oh, period.
Yeah, it was nice. It was super nice. I didn't get to stay the whole time. My friend went with me. We stayed one night. The sessions were great. There were like some young ladies, like early 20s, like just turned 20. My best friend like led their session, and it was kind of like, just like, what would you like to see at like a conference like this? And I kind of like understand, because like they're like young, but like they grew up in church. They're not kids anymore, but they still kind of get treated like kids. But at the same time, they're not like these, like, suited and booted, church hat, Easter Sunday, sharp wearing, So it's like, it's kind of like a weird spot to be in when you're like in the middle, because it just feels like there's nothing for you. But like getting their feedback and stuff, and just seeing like how resilient they are to like still pushing for like what they want to do in church and stuff like that. That was nice, because growing up in church, we tried everything. We tried to do praise dance, and they said no. Like, we just try to do everything. Like, they were so mean, and now they wonder why like the church has kind of gone down, but whatever. So it was just nice to kind of like get back to like the roots of like how I grew up in church, like the style. It was just very like refreshing, and like, I don't know, I heard a couple things that were like, have just been weighing on my spirit. So I liked that. And then I went to Keeneland to like see a horse race. So like that was nice. It was just kind of random, but it was nice. Like just me and my friend, we just went in there. The last 2 races, we kind of got dressed up. There's lots of white people there, like lots. This one like 78-year-old lady wanted to tell me her whole life story. And I loved it, because I like meeting people like that. Yeah, it was just nice to see some horses, and now I can officially like feel like I'm from Kentucky, because when you don't really do horse activities, that's what people think you do, but we don't. So now I guess I'm a true Kentuckian now. But yeah, and I took my braids out.
Is Kingland the racetrack, or is this a town?
Yes, Keeneland's a racetrack. Yes.
Okay.
So like, yeah. There's one in Louisville, like Churchill Downs, like that's where Derby is, and then Lexington kind of has like a smaller version of it.
Okay.
But when you go, it's just like, ooh, it's old money. Like,
Oh, period.
you feel it. Like, you see the Rolex signs like everywhere. So yeah, it was cool though.
Did it take you long to take your braids out?
It did. It was a 2-day event, like a Macy's sale. You know, like we having those 2-day events. Like that was me. I watched a lot of stuff. I slept a lot, so like I would like sleep and then wake up, take my braids out, watch something, go back to sleep, wake up. I literally did that until I started yesterday afternoon and I ended at like 3:00 today.
I do love me a good break while I'm doing that. I'm like, bitch, I will go to sleep and wake up and do this again later.
What I did.
That's what's up. Last week, I'm gonna be honest, it was rough. It was a rough week last week. And I feel like I am super tapped into astrology. Like I'm into it to like learn about it, study it, all that stuff. But I also feel like my sign is very heavily impacted by astrology, regardless of what's going on. And so once I made it to the end of the week, I listened to the Astrology Ahead, which is a podcast, Astrology for the Week Ahead, for anyone else who's into astrology. She does an amazing job breaking it down, like what to look forward to, what to be prepared for the week ahead. And she takes it day by day. And so there were 7 planets last week that were all stationed in Aries on Friday. And one of those was Chiron, which is like the wounded healer. So anything in your past that you have not healed from would have come back up last week and caused you like some major emotional purging. I feel like I cried every single day last week for like hours. I couldn't do anything. I walk outside, I cry. Turn on my TV, cry. Get in the bathtub, cry. Open my phone, scroll on Pinterest, cry. Literally, just cry. And like there were some days I was like, I know why I'm crying. Other days it was just like, I'm literally just sitting here and tears are running down my face. Like, what's happening? So I'm glad that last week is over officially. And hopefully from here on out, I can just catch a break mentally because it's been a rough one. Over the weekend though, really exciting. I went to a weed infused dinner.
That's right. How was it?
It was so amazing. It was so fucking dope. I think the food was genuinely good. However, I was high, so I was going to eat it regardless. But it was so, so good. And the way they set it up, they had like 4 or 5 bags of edibles out on the table. Because at the end of March, they banned the sale of pre-rolls. So they just had pre-rolls out on the table that they were giving away for free. Same with the edibles. Like at the end of the night, she was like, take however many edibles you want, take however many pre-rolls you want. But we started the night off by taking an edible, and then they had different jars so you could dose yourself. So they had CBD, CBG, THC, reishi, and THCP, and you could do whatever type of mixture of that you wanted in your food and your water. Highly recommend anyone who likes to get high to do that.
Did they have like a weed sommelier to tell you like this what this does?
But I want to know
because I can get the concocting, but I don't know where we gonna end up.
Okay.
Oh, weed sommelier.
That is. Like, we're gonna be like Artemis too. We're gonna be on the moon too.
They did not, but they did have a sheet that told you like the equivalent of what 1 puff was in terms of milligrams. So like, for example, the THC, 1 pump of that was 10 milligrams, and the CBD, 1 pump of that was like 5 milligrams. So I think I did like 4 pumps of CBD, 4 pumps of THC, 4 pumps of reishi.
You was up there.
Yeah, it was great.
All right, welcome back.
Was this spread out between the whole meal? Like, were there different courses or?
It was a 4-course meal. So we started off with some salad, then we had pasta, then we had tomahawk steak and dessert.
Oh,
it was
shit.
fire. And you could take edibles throughout the entire night. You could dose whenever you wanted to. And so vapes have been banned here since last October. But again, the sale of them. So they had a mushroom vape, the most amazing high. And like when you pull it from the vape, it was just so smooth. It was great. It was 10 out of 10. They do it once a month. And baby, I will be sat once a fucking month.
This is fascinating. Did you
Yeah.
get any pre-rolls? And can I have one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Next time we have a ULG retreat, we need to make sure you guys come when we can go to the THC dinner.
That's what I was gonna say. Because
Yeah.
that sounds like euphoric. It sounds like I wouldn't even want to like be on my phone type thing. Like just
No.
enjoy. You know what I mean?
Kept my phone away the entire night. It was so when it was time to leave, I was like, damn, already?
Aw.
Yeah. It had been like 3 hours though.
Okay.
So,
I mean, that's a good block of time. That's
for sure.
good.
For sure.
There is this show that was on Netflix during COVID with Khalees. She was one of the judges. It's called Cooked with Cannabis, and it's like a chef competition show, but they infuse the food. But the way that they set it up is the judges, it's like three judges, and they have like a dinner party, and they invite like some of their friends, and then the chefs each have like 3 or 4 courses that they bring out. And then, like you said, you could put however many pumps. They had it was like a cap of like how many grams or whatever they could give for the whole meal. So they had to choose like where to put the most or whatever, however they wanted to split it up. But yeah, I binged that show. It was really good, and that's exactly what it sounded like. I think she invited Too Short one time. It was like some of the most random people on there just eating a whole bunch of high shit, but it was really entertaining.
That's dope.
So when y'all say pump, like, what does that mean? Like, where did they pump the food? Is that a dumb question?
No, not a
Well,
dumb
some
question.
of it's like oils or like, they have it in those droppers.
Oh,
So
like
I think,
tinctures?
yeah.
Yeah.
And see, what I didn't realize, every time I've been in that dispensary, I'm thinking that shit was topicals. Like, I thought it was lotion or cream of some sort. So when they had it on the table, I was like, oh, wait, y'all sell this? And she was like, yeah. I was like, I would have never known that I could buy this and take it home and infuse my own food.
Mm-hmm.
So buys CBD, THC, THCP, and reishi and brings it home and
Right.
cooks her own high meals.
Yeah.
Fuck
Because you can
yeah.
also make like weed butter. That's usually what people use. But
Yeah.
that's what my mom does because she doesn't like to smoke. So she'll like put a couple of drops in like her drink,
Yeah.
and it does the things for her.
Yeah, I've seen people do like cannabis infused butter. My cousin was telling about how she made some before, and I was like, "Oh, I'll try it," and I just never did because it was, years ago. But
I never
Yeah.
tried because it looked like you had to use a lot of weed, and I just wasn't down for that. I'm not trying to mail all this weed. I'm trying to smoke some of it. So,
Hilarious. Okay, and my last
goodness.
update, which I think will be a good segue down to Lover's Lane. I was talking to one of my friends over the weekend, or maybe it was last week, because I was just, again, spiraling. This particular reason, I knew why I was spiraling. So I called him because I was like, you're going to keep it 100 with me. And I was like, one point in time, you told me that you would be afraid to date me. He's like, I said that? I was like, yeah, you did. And I was like, why? Like, why? And he was like, well, you just strike me as someone who like really knows what they want. You're really on your shit. And he said, I know me, even though as my friend, you do an amazing job at holding me accountable. I don't want that in a relationship. And he said, the amount of work I would have to do on myself to be with somebody like you, I just don't want that. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. It made me feel like, oh, so I need to be less in order to find someone who wants to be with me. Like, I know that's not the truth, but like in that moment, I'm like, damn.
That just means the standard for you should be high. That's what that means. And he's like, I would never be able to achieve that type of standard because I don't want to put in that much effort. And you need someone who does want to put in that much effort.
Which, I appreciate him for saying. Like, say that up front so we don't even make our way down Lover's Lane thinking we're about to make it to the altar when, at the end of the day, you're not looking to put in that much work. Which I don't feel like it's a lot of work.
I'm gonna say, yeah, that to me is like slightly unattractive. Just like, yeah, I'm good how I am, and I never want to improve. I don't want to say that because I don't know him, but like,
But I feel like
in the
niggas,
back of everybody's mind, you should want to continuously improve until the end.
but I feel like niggas have the privilege to think like that because they're like, someone's going to settle for what I'm doing right now. I can go out and find someone who's okay with me doing the shit that I'm doing right now. I don't have to put in the effort, extra work, and hard work to be with someone like that. And they be okay with it.
Why don't you just go on and preach in here today? Because
I'm on one today. They got me up there in the pulpit. Okay.
Yeah. So I was just like, dang, that's crazy. I mean, thanks for your honesty. I really appreciate it. It's like, it's not that I'm not willing. Also, we all should want to be on a path of continued growth, not just men in relationships. But I think more likely, more times than not, like women know that we have to constantly evolve and we want to constantly evolve. because we know that like stretching process is good for us. So obviously I want a partner who wants to do that with me, you know, like it's not just about, oh, you need to do X, Y, and Z. I'm sure there are ways that I need to grow too. And I'm sure that there are ways that you can help me grow. So like, let's have a conversation about how we can do that together. Or even better, like if we're aligned, it's just going to happen naturally. I feel like without like any resistance, you know?
I agree.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't I want to be with somebody who's going to make me better? Well, I'm not trying to find a loser to be with. That don't make no damn sense.
Right. Right.
It's a lot of losers.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, we think it would be a fun opportunity to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, all of our dating experiences that fall into those categories.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, Lord. Jay, you might as well go ahead and start us off.
Okay, I took some notes down because I was like, I don't know if I can remember all this off the top of my head. I have an absolutely terrible memory. I remember this one time this alpha asked me on a date. We go on the date, and he was super cute too. I think if y'all don't know, I can tell y'all afterwards. And I was like, okay, this is okay. I was excited. We go on this date. The date's kind of like, the conversation's really not that great. But at this stage in my life, I'm like, you're so cute. Like, who cares?
Wait, when was this?
Gosh, this was back in 2016.
Okay, not recently.
2017.
Okay.
No, not recently. 2016, 2017.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a refresher in the real group chat.
Okay. So he was like, where do you want to go? And I was like, oh, I don't care. But I was like, well, here are 3 spots that I really like. So like from there, you can choose what you want. And he was like, okay, cool. Let's go to this spot. As we're getting ready to wrap up the date, the waiter comes over. I'm pulling out my card because I'm like, I don't want him to just assume that like I'm the type of chick who's not willing to pay for at least my portion of the meal. But also, you asked me on the date. Do y'all know that this nigga did not also pull out his card? And so I paid for our date.
Why didn't he?
Beats the fuck out of me.
Oh, okay.
I was like, wait, is this real life? So
And you
also,
paid for him too? You
paid
did
for
tell them, this is
No.
my portion?
No, I know. I should have
Jalen.
spoken up. I know. I should have spoken up in that moment. I need to do better about speaking up in general. And that is a prime example. Because what the fuck? And then he picked the most expensive place of the 3 places that
He said, you taking me out.
he said, I got me a sugar mama. Yeah.
Like a mom.
I was like, how fucking embarrassing is that? Has that ever happened to you guys?
No, but I mean, I've heard of it happening to people, but regardless, that's terrible.
Yeah.
And to not even like attempt or like discuss
Not
it,
even
that's
pay
weird.
his own portion is fucking crazy.
It's crazy. And nigga ordered hella drinks.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely not.
remember the total?
Absolutely not.
Huh?
Do you remember the total?
The total was in the hundreds. It was probably like
Jalen.
Jalen. What is happening?
This is supposed to be horror stories about niggas, not us.
Right? Like, let's pull over and park right here. Okay?
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't know what to do though. Like,
yeah.
I had never experienced anything like that. And so I was like, wait, hold on.
And what happened? Like as far as future communication, like, did he say thank you? Did he try to hit you up and say, hey, let's go somewhere else? And you were like, nah.
He did. Cash app you like, hey, this is my portion of the meal from last night.
No. He did walk me to my car, open my door, like super gentlemanly, gentleman in that regard anyway.
That was a reflex.
But no, he tried to hit me up afterwards, like, hey, like I had a good time, like I think we should go out another day. And I was like, no thanks, I'm good. I think, and because he
had a good time.
Yeah, I bet he did.
I bet you did, nigga. Yeah. He was also younger than me, so I think I used the excuse of like, oh, I think, maybe we're like in 2 different places in life. I think you're a little bit young. Because are young niggas are you asking women out on dates and not paying for shit? Crazy.
Not the first and the finest.
1-9.
The ice cold, bitch. The pockets is ice cold, frozen.
Seriously.
In the deficit.
Seriously.
And so am I, because now you ain't getting not near a response.
That was insane.
Crazy.
That makes me think of matched with this dude on an app. We talked for a little bit on the phone. He asked me on a date. I tell him, because he's not from here, he had only lived here for a couple months. He's from California. And so I think it was supposed to be like a day date. Like we went to go get lunch and then he skateboards. So he was like going to teach me how to skateboard. So I picked like something we could go like grab lunch at real quick. I wasn't trying to do nothing extravagant. So I'm like, oh, let's go eat at Cheddar's, because people out here don't really know about Cheddar's for real, or they haven't ate it for real. So I was like, we can eat at Cheddar's, blah, blah, blah. We go to Cheddar's. This nigga's first time at Cheddar's. They sit us in the bar because it's like 12 on like I don't know, like a Friday or something. So there's like nobody in the restaurant. This little girl comes and she's our waitress. She's so sweet. I tell her that this is his first time. She brings him like complimentary croissants and shit for him to try. We get done eating, and this motherfucking bill is $28.32. So he starts looking around. He's like, oh, I wonder if I can get change from the bar. So I'm thinking, oh, he got to bust 100 or 50 or something. He looked at me and was like, yeah, because I don't want to give her $30. I looked at the bill and looked at him, and then I see him pull out $28 exactly. And then he's sitting there still like looking like he's contemplating what he's finna do. And he's like, well, I wonder if she'll just take 28. I said, I know this nigga is not finna sit here. He literally was gonna wait for her to come back up to us and ask her, like, do you need the 32 cents? Like, I had like $1 swirling around in my purse. I gave him the $1 so we could leave the money and walk out without being seen. I was so embarrassed. I almost went back the next day and gave her a tip off my Cash App, because I've never seen no shit like that in my life before, ever in life.
That's fucking insane. What? Does she
Yeah.
need the 32 cents? Sir, you ate $28.32 worth of food. It's not
right.
about if she needs the
If
32
she needs
cents.
it. Like, this is not, you don't go out and then bargain your
Right.
payment at the end. Like, what are we talking about? She gave you a free croissant at that. And you know how embarrassed you got to be that embarrassed and don't nobody know what's going on? I'm embarrassed for my fucking self. It was the most uncomfortable situation I've ever been in.
Wait, so how was skateboarding?
I literally couldn't wait till we were done. All I kept thinking about was that damn 32 cents.
So he was just not even gonna try to tip, like, and even if he did give her 30, like, that would have been low for a tip.
But it would have been something.
Yeah.
And it's not like we went to fucking Ruth Chris. The bill was $28. You can't spend $30 to go out and eat for two people. You don't need to be dating.
Or we could at least go to a picnic in a park. You know, like we didn't have to go to. We could have went to Taco Bell if Taco Bell was
where
all
I wanted to eat.
Right. If Taco Bell was all you could afford, or someplace like McDonald's or someplace like In-N-Out. Now, I have seen those videos of like that one chick who's like, what are you doing taking me to the fucking Cheesecake Factory? Love the Cheesecake Factory.
Girl, yeah, I ain't got time for that.
Like, Cheesecake Factory is a nice restaurant to go out to eat to. But like, if you can't afford that, you're going to be honest with like, hey, I really can't afford to go there, but I would love to take you out. Like, can I take you to X? If she's like, oh no, you're broke, that's not the one for you. But don't
that shit right there.
Don't try to bargain about 32 cents.
Like, you can flip up like a couch cushion and find that. Like, what are we doing? Poverty mindset.
Real. How do y'all feel about athletic dates?
Love them.
You do.
I like being competitive. So if it's something we can race, or I gotta finish before you do, I'm like, yeah, nigga, I'm the alpha in this situation right now. Don't underestimate me. I might be little, but I'm mighty.
I just wonder because like skateboarding, and I don't know how if people think of skateboarding as athletic or not, but I'm like, that's a date in which you could have like really injured yourself. Like teaching somebody how to skateboard is not like an easy thing. So I'm just like, I don't know how I would feel about it if somebody's like, hey, let me teach you how to skateboard as our first date.
I don't remember how the date came about, but I agreed to it. And then part of that is like, I do like seeing people in their element, like doing the things that they like to do. So it wasn't more so much on like me learning. It was more so me just seeing him do his thing. And then like at some points he would hold my hand while I like try to go on it. But like, yeah. But niggas don't be appreciating shit like that. You know, not even 32 cents worth of appreciation. So
pretty sure I told y'all this one. This is like the worst date story I have, I think. Cause I can't really think of another one. But I was in Nashville a few years ago when I still lived in Bowling Green. I met this guy on an app, and I don't want to say this is low-key what I get, but like, no, I was in Nashville, like around the holidays. I was like Christmas shopping, and I was like, I'm really hungry. And like all these people on this app are like, oh, can I take you out? Blah, blah. So I was like, who's going to feed me? So I came across this one guy, and I think he was like African or something. And I was like, oh, he'll probably know like a really good spot for like some non-American food, which is like what I was wanting. So he was like, yeah, I made food or whatever. And I was like, I don't really want to go to your house. But then he's like, well, just meet me at Maggiano's, which is an Italian place. That's one of my OGs. Like, I love Maggiano's so much. So we met there. It was super crowded. But whatever. So like there were like some seats at the bar. So we decided to just sit at the bar. I didn't want to have a drink because I knew I was going to have to drive back to Bowling Green. I think I just like got some water or something like that. And like I said, it was very crowded, very busy. I'm the type of person, like when you go out, you need to give the people who are serving you a healthy amount of grace. So there was one bartender in the back. And then so like, we're sitting down, we're talking like normal or whatever. The bar area is kind of dirty because some people had just left, but the bartender was at the end, like kind of serving the people he was already talking to. So it took him a little minute, like maybe like 5 or 6 minutes to like work his way down to us. And, he was super bubbly. Hey, how we doing? Can I get you started on anything? The guy grabbed my purse and was like, first of all, I'm gonna need you to wipe this bar counter down. When I tell y'all, my heart was in my ass. My lip was on the floor. Like, I could not believe. The guy turned red. He was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And he's like, yeah, we're really busy tonight. I'm sorry. He was like, thank you. And he like slammed my purse back down. Then he turned to me. He was like, what do you want to drink? And I was like, nothing. I don't want anything at all. And he was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Da, da, da. I was like, no. And then I was like, hold on, he might be a headache. And I guess I ordered something. And then like by the time like our table was ready and stuff. So like I got a few sips and like kept like mouthing to the waiter. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I just kept saying, I'm sorry. Cause I felt awful. Cause like it came out of nowhere. He was warm. He was friendly. And for him to just like snatch my purse off and talk to him like that was such a turn off. And then, yeah, like when we got to our table, he was telling me all these stories because he has like a sex dungeon in his place. And he like, right. He was like into BDSM and stuff. And I was just like going along and I was like, okay, like, wow, this pasta's really great. But, and then, he told me a story about like, he went to a wedding with a girl that he used to mess with, him and I guess one of his girls or something. Like they weren't together, but she still lived there because he had a big enough house and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay. And I guess, I don't know if he got like attention at the wedding or whatever, but like the groom eventually went through the girl's phone, like the girl whose wedding it was. His wife.
Mm-hmm.
And because I guess I guess they were like chopping it up. So he saw him and he was like, are you still messing with her or whatever? Or he was like, no, I'm not, bro. Do you? And he was like, well, what happened? Did y'all date or whatever? And he was like, I just told him, I'm gonna be honest, my whole fist has been inside of her. And I was like he was just talking about these escapades and he was like, actually, her bridesmaid's fist has been in her too. And just was saying all this stuff. And I was like, this is a first date. Like, you don't know me, yet you're telling me all of these things. When I tell y'all, and like he was like, yeah, I normally don't pay, and he was because I hate to use the word sassy, but he was giving sassy. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
he kept name dropping because he tailors suits, and he was like, yeah, I work for the Memphis Grizzlies and the Nashville Preds and blah blah, like just name dropping the Titans, and I was just like, I'm not impressed because like you literally talked so bad to that waiter. To the point where I'm like, I don't care what you do, how much money you make, how big your house is. You are a terrible person. And so he's like, yeah, usually I don't do this. Are you the if I pay for this? He was like, I really like you. I really like you. Your vibe is nice and da da da. So just for that, I'm gonna pay for your meal. I normally don't do this. So next time we go out, you gonna take me out? And I was like, yeah, I got you. Block the nigga in the parking lot because he kept trying to like, it's cold. You can sit in my truck while your car warms up. No, I was like, oh, I really got to get on the road. Before I pulled out that thing, blocked. Ain't seen him since. Thank you for the free meal. But this is why niggas get taken advantage of because I'm like, I can finesse. I know how to make you think that I'm interested for this little 45 minute to an hour meal. You catch a vibe after you've told me all this like horrendous stuff and then make you think that I'm interested is just so that you'll be like, oh, well, I'll pay for your food because I don't know if we were going to go Dutch or what, even though he invited me out. I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Blocked. Next. I'm sorry. And that's why I'm like, niggas, you can't do it better than me. Respectfully. Oh, yeah. I don't know where he's at. I wish him the worst.
I usually don't do this, but I like your vibe, so I'm going to pay for your meal. Sir, what?
I'm saying.
After you just told me about fisting somebody.
Right. Well, he
On
was just like,
our
yeah, normally
first
we just split because, you never know how the first date's gonna go and blah, blah, blah. And I know how y'all women are. That's why I was like, it's a little sassy for me. But he was like, yeah, I know how women are. Y'all like to be super independent and da-da-da. Like, again, I think I said that last week. Like, men will have an experience with one woman and then put that on everybody. But I'm like, when did I say that I didn't want you to pay for my food?
And also, what I wish men would realize when they make comments like, I know y'all like to be super independent. Why is it that we have to be? Have you thought to ask yourself that question? It's literally the result of a man not stepping up the way a man should be stepping up. That's why we have to be independent. It's not because we just enjoy wearing the pants everywhere we go. We don't. We want to be little passenger princesses all the fucking time. But if you're showing me that I can't trust you to be in the driver's seat, I got to be in the driver's seat.
Hello. And I can whip this hoe better than you can. Like, sometimes it's like, move over. Like, but no woman wants to do that for, well, excuse me, women who still, unfortunately, like men, like, we don't want to do that.
No.
Dang.
That is wild. You know what? I don't think this is as bad as that, but I did go on a date. We went to go see a movie. Now, this was probably like second or third date. I can't remember what movie we were watching. He makes a comment during the movie like, that's a real woman. I didn't say anything during the movie. So afterwards, I was like, what did you mean when you said that? And he was like, I mean, did you see like the way her body looks? Like, she's just so voluptuous. She has curves. She's got hips for childbearing. And y'all know what I look like. And also as someone who like has struggled with their body image, I'm looking at myself like, so damn, what am I? Just chopped liver? Like, why are you out with me then? And also, I don't want my kids, and I damn sure don't want hips to bear your kids. So like, why would you make that comment with someone you're on a date with? I was like, that's so fucking odd.
Again, go find what you're looking for and leave everybody else out of it. Like, the girls are getting BBLs like it's a 4 for $4. Go find one, okay? Like, they're in the drive-thru and they just pump their asses up these days. Like, it's that easy. So, like, go get that.
They plumping everything, honey.
Listen.
You could get the volump to the anywhere. Wow.
They are willingly looking like ants with the big old butt and, like, the skinny legs, like, on purpose.
And to insinuate that because my body is the way it is, that I'm not a real woman, I was like, like, there's just so many layers to why that statement was inappropriate. But I'm like, this is a prime example of why so many women have body dysmorphia issues, because you guys are out here gassing up bitches' heads thinking that you want a chick who's getting the drive-by BBL. But it's like, why? What about that? It's like that. I don't know if you guys watched Love Overboard, but there was a guy on that show who's like, yeah, I typically like girls who have a lot of plastic. And I'm like, what does that say about you?
What?
You know?
That's the same kind of niggas that can't tell the difference between a woman and a trans woman, or like when a woman has makeup on or no makeup on. They're just stupid.
Literally.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody trying to trick you. You need to pay attention.
Let me tell y'all, this just happened to me. So like I said, I had matched with a couple people on the app, but I don't message niggas first. I wait for them to message me. So this nigga messaged me and was like, you must be the reason why the sun is shining this morning. Like, heavy messaging me. I only messaged him back like once or twice, right? He had his Instagram in his profile. I go to his Instagram, it's private. I did not add him because I'm just over adding niggas on Instagram. It don't never go nowhere, so what's the point? So I'm not really paying him no mind, right? Then I'm scrolling. This is on like a Tuesday when he's telling me I'm the reason why the sun is shining. And on Friday, I see his fucking wedding pictures. And mind you, my friend took the wedding pictures. That's the only reason it came on my timeline, because they tagged her in the post. So I text her because I'm like, I wasn't trying to be messy. So I first asked her if like these were her friends or like people she knows personally. She was like, no, the girl booked me. I was like, okay, bet. This man just messaged me on a dating app and they're married. And she was like, my God, I knew he was a player when I seen him. She was like, they're from Houston and the girl found my page and booked me. And she was like, they didn't have any chemistry. I had to literally post them for every single picture. She was like, you could tell something was like off about like whatever they had going on. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense because he's on the apps messaging people. Because how do I just, not engagement photos, full blown, we got married. Let me reintroduce myself with my new last name photos. So I'm just sitting here like, mind you, this gonna tie into another story. So I'm texting her. I have already deleted the apps because I'm over them at this point. I re-download the app so I can message this nigga. And I said, yikes. I just see your wedding pictures on my timeline. Good luck with that.
Did he respond?
No, he unmatched with me or blocked me some kind of way because the messages disappeared. Too bad I already screenshotted them hoes. When shit like that happens to me, I'll be like, y'all are so lucky I'm not like extra ratchet, because I could have literally just messaged that girl and be like, ma'am.
Your nigga.
And that's what I was going to ask. Do you feel like it is ever your place to tell the chick in a situation like that?
I don't think so, especially because we met on an app and I messaged him like twice. It was not that deep. Now, if this is somebody I'm thinking I'm in a real relationship and I realize he had a whole other life he living, hell yeah, I'm finna message this bitch. I'm like, you know how much time I invested to this nigga? And this whole time he running around with you? We both finna be heartbroken. Not to say I'm trying to like break her heart, but it's like, something's gotta give.
Well, I'm gonna put this out here for myself. If y'all ever see me post a nigga on anything talking about this is my nigga, and he has been in your DMs, he's on apps, he's on Ashley Madison, he's whatever the fuck he's on, I don't care if it was, hey, how's it going? Tell me.
No, honestly, I also would like to know.
Yeah.
But I also feel like in certain situations, I feel like women know who they're with. And I'm not about to go to somebody trying to help them and then they cuss me out.
Yeah.
Because yo nigga talking to me. I don't got time for that. Like, I'm trying to be a girl's girl. You mad at me because you mad at your nigga. Yeah. I didn't message you to get into it with you. So I be trying to avoid that unless it's like something serious, like this nigga's trying to take me out or marry me or some shit. Like,
and that's like, even in the situation that happened with me and my ex, I called the girl, text her. I'm not trying to argue with you because you don't owe me anything. Now, did you know our entire situation? You did. And like, you knew we were engaged. You and I kikied and ha-ha'd, whatever. But like, that's the type of chick you are. But it's like, of course, she never answered my phone call or text me back. But it's like, I want to know.
She wasn't going to give you that type of respect at all. But that story makes me think about how I used to have this friend in college and we just would hang out and stuff. We never like got in a relationship or anything because he would always tell me like, I really like appreciate our friendship and I know I'm not shit. And if I would have dated you, like I would do something to where you wouldn't like me because I would do some fuck shit. So I was like, I appreciate you telling me that. So he ends up transferring schools and gets a girlfriend. And like when he would come back from breaks, he would like hit me up. But I didn't know he had like a girlfriend at the other school or whatever until like after the fact. Randomly one day, he hits me up and he's like sending me nudes, trying to get me to send him nudes. I'm like, this is so random. Like, what are you on?
Whoa.
Next day, proposes to his pregnant girlfriend on the beach.
What the actual fuck are these niggas doing?
But at that point, I felt very disrespected. This is different from the nigga on the app because I don't know this nigga from a can of paint. But nigga, I've been on you for years and we're friends. So what the fuck are you on? But I'm like, do y'all see why women aren't getting married? Like anytime people are like, oh, you're single, you haven't had kids yet, you haven't got married. Do you see what I'm working with? Do you see what I have to witness niggas do to their wives? You think I want to be married to some shit like that? No. It used to be a time where niggas would hold their friends accountable and be like, I'm a stand-up nigga. I want the people around me to be stand-up niggas. And you can't be doing that fuck shit around me. But I think it's so like, they think the shit's so funny now that niggas don't be holding their friends accountable for shit that they do. Well, we tell white people, y'all need to hold your white people accountable because
same concept.
It's the same thing.
Literally the same. And y'all can get it when we talk about white people. But for some reason, it gets lost in translation when we start talking about niggas. I had this guy one time who I was dating, and you guys know how insecure I can be about my body at times. And I was also wanting my hair to like stay straight the majority of the time. So I was like having a moment where I was like spiraling. And so I was crying and I was like, I really want to be fit, but like also I really want to keep my hair straight. And then if I try to work out, I'm trying to keep my hair straight, then like I'm going to sweat my hair out, which is like a waste of money and da 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 da. And he was like, keep being fat then.
Excuse me? Because when was Jalen ever fat? The fuck?
And I think I said something like, I feel fat. I don't think he was trying to say that you are fat. But like when he said that, I was like, damn, that was mean. Like that's not what I was looking for. in that moment at all. Like, even if you're frustrated or like whatever you're dealing with in your dude brain, that's not the energy that I deserve. And I mean, that's not the energy that anyone deserves, but like definitely not the energy that I deserved as your partner in that moment, you know?
That's real. And a lot of men don't know how to like not talk to a woman like she's not a teammate. Like that was an issue in my first relationship. Like I was like, sir, you're not my coach. Like we're are we together or not? Like, I don't know. That it gets irritating because it's like those are the things, like the daily things, those daily interactions that are gonna take precedence like once we're together. So like, no, I don't want you talking to me crazy or like, just saying little comments and shit like that. Like nobody wants to hear that every day. Like, no.
And also, what if I said that to you when you're having a moment?
I know that I can hurt feelings. Like Jalen, you mentioned like I can do it better than you. Anything you can do, I can do better. So he said something like, "Oh, that's a lie from the pit of hell." And I said, "Just like your hairline is, it's gone." Like, like who are you talking to? Because he just he always likes to say certain things that are like my opinions or like my feelings or something. Oh, that's a lie. That's a lie. No, me saying how I feel is not me lying, and that does not make me a liar. I'm telling you how I feel. That's a lie from. Okay, so is your hairline, nigga. Go to the pit of hell and get it back. That's what you can do. I
Far
can't believe
back
you
there.
say that. Shut up.
I just really hate being disrespected. Like, and I have worked on myself so much to where I don't react that way to people, that when people react that way to me, especially people who are supposed to be in my corner, people who are supposed to be riding for me, people who are supposed to be protecting me, for then you to say some fuck shit like that to me, okay.
Because, honey, I got something to say about everybody and their mama. So
Okay.
if I'm not saying it to you, I'm doing that out of love. We can take love out the situation, out the equation, and we can get right to it.
See, I'm like the opposite. Like, I don't have anything to say about somebody until they say something to me. Like, I don't have anything in the tank. Like, I'm just like, I just accept people for who they are. But until you say some shit, like, I never started, but I usually can finish it.
I got shit in the tank, for sure.
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes. What y'all got to say about me? Let it out.
Talking about you, Kay.
No, about these niggas.
Man, there was also this one time that one of my exes told me that he wanted to get head every single day.
Oh.
And
Oh.
I said absolutely not. Like,
Is he giving head every day?
now, I honestly think if I wanted to receive head every day, he would have given it to me every single day. I really do feel like that in my heart of hearts. However, there are so many things that go into wanting to have sex. And like A, B, C, and D, I'm a woman. Our emotions, our hormones, our feelings are constantly changing. There is 1 week out of 30 days. So you got a good 6 or 7 days to where I'm going to potentially want to give you head every single day. Every other day within that 30 days, I'm fighting for my fucking life.
I wish men understood it. Can we put them in the simulator? I know that they got the cramps one, but like they need the emotional simulator too. It's a mess.
It is it's a nightmare what it feels like, especially that week before my cycle. It's just like I want to cut and kill everything and everyone around me, including myself. I am trying to keep myself from jumping off a ledge.
I don't know how many times niggas have been on that in text messages, and then when you get in front of them, they be on mute, looking like that box on the bed. My exes, nigga came out here. We got an Airbnb to hang out for like a weekend. Talked all this shit in the text messages, but couldn't show up to perform when it came time. It was like, oh, I don't know why I can't, but I can't. Didn't touch me the whole time he was up here. Later on, I find out he was living a whole nother life, had a whole nother relationship going on at the time. Later on, I realized, oh, you're not supposed to be giving your penis out to people. That's why you couldn't get it up.
Right.
Because you got here living in sin, and the Lord was not fucking with you at the time. And I had no clue. Excuse me, Lord, for cussing with your name. But yeah.
Damn.
They also do that with like non-sexual things, because that was going to be my example, because earlier we were talking about like I forgot if we were on it recording or not, but like where you should you not date your own sign. So like I'm a Taurus, and like the one person that like I think about is like bleh. Like he was the same sign as me, but like we got along really well over the phone. Like we would stay on the phone for like 8 hours, and I'm starting to think that it's just like my conversation, because I've done that with several people, and they're just like, oh my God, I don't do this. And I'm like, well, everybody wants to do it with me, so maybe they want to just talk to me.
Special K.
Oh God. So like we talked for a while, so I thought it would be like, and he was in Nashville, I was in Bowling Green. I thought it was gonna be like the chemistry would like translate. Obviously you kind of got jitters.
Mhm.
But he came up to visit, but like we had talked about like going on a picnic date. I was like, that's all I want to do. Like, I just really want to go on a picnic date, blah, blah, blah. He had planned, talked about all this stuff. When he got up there, I had played, he had never seen P Valley. And you know, like sometimes stuff is just like awkward when somebody's just like at your house. So we started
Mhm.
watching P Valley and he's like, oh, I didn't know the show was like this. And I was like, yeah, it's really good. Like, I didn't watch it when it first came out either because I was just like, oh, just strippers. Cool. But like, it's a great show, like the
Yeah.
storyline and all that. So, like, we had, like, went out or, like, we did some where did we go? To, like, the butterfly habitat or, like, we took, like, a walk or something. And then,
Mhm.
I was like, "Do you wanna, like, start" we had planned to go on a picnic, and I was like, "Do you wanna, like, go get the stuff for the picnic or whatever?" He was like, "I kinda just wanna go back to your house and watch P-Valley." I was like, oh, okay. Even though we've spent hours and hours and hours on the phone, you just want to
Mhm.
just sit and watch P Valley because you don't have HBO, nigga. So like, I had to have Darla get me out of that. I was like, Darla, please tell me that I have call me. I texted her. I was like, call me and tell me that we got to do something for step practice or something like that for the girls or whatever. And then he went back to Nashville, and I think he knew that I was like maybe lying to get him to go away. Cause like we never hit each other up again. Or like he texted me once and I didn't respond and
Cause he
like that was
fucking knew
that.
better.
But it's like,
P
right, you did
Valley,
all
we
that
can
talking
watch
about,
it
oh,
at
let's
any
go on a
point.
right. It's like, why do all that? Like, oh, let's do this date and I tell you actually what I want to do. And you're just like, oh, I just want to sit in the house and watch P Valley. Nigga.
So you don't watch other bitches shake their ass. That's what I would have said instead of talking
Pretty
to me.
Miranda, it's like that nigga who wanted you to send him dick
Oh,
pics of others.
Oh
Other dudes you were talking to.
God.
there we
I
go. Let's get
matched.
into it.
Oh my God. I matched with this nigga on Facebook dating child. He looked just like AZ Chike. If you know who AZ Chike is, he was on
Gonna
Kendrick
Google
Lamar's
that.
album on the Peekaboo song. He
Uh-huh.
looked just like him, like how people be saying I look like Rihanna. He looked just like him. So I was like, oh shit. So we talking with
AZ type.
AZCHIKE. But
Thank
we're having good conversation, all this stuff. And then, cause like, you know, I'm very transparent. I'm an open person because I want people to be honest with me, you know? So when I first start talking to people and they ask me if I'm talking to other people, I say, yeah, cause like, nigga, yeah, I'm dating, I'm single. Ain't nobody my man. I tell him, you know, I got a friends with benefits, you know, but I be chilling. He starts asking me to send him the nudes of my friends with benefits, asking me so many graphic details about the nigga. So like, he tried to introduce it as he was into voyeurism. So he likes to watch his women do stuff with people, but I forgot what was the caveat. He doesn't want.
Didn't he say something like he wanted to see what else you are seeing so he could see how he compares or something?
Yeah. He was just
Mm.
basically saying he likes to watch his girls have sex with other people, blah, blah, blah. He was like, would you send me videos of you having sex with other people? No, I would not, sir. Then he's like, oh, well, the person you talking to, how big is his dick? Or, how does he give it to you like this? And do you have any pictures of his dick? And I'm like, why do you keep asking about other niggas' dicks? Why? I think I flat out said, are you gay? Are you bisexual? I think. No, I think it was bisexual. I said, are you bisexual? No, I just, then I think that's when he said something about how, he wanted to know how big his dick was so he could see if his dick was bigger or some weird shit. And I was like, stop asking me about niggas' dicks if you're not bisexual. I'm not showing you no niggas' dicks. You can Google that shit. Why are you asking me for niggas' dicks? He was like, you right. I just, he was like trying to make it seem like, you know, he tries not to open up about that like fetish to people because he feels like they judge him and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm not judging you, but I don't want to talk to my man about another man's dick. So if that's something you're into, I'm not into it. Ciao. It was like we would be having a regular conversation or just talking about us, and then the next text is, have you been with your friend lately? Has he sent you any dick pics lately? Just randomly while we're having a regular conversation. I say, you know what? I'm blocking you because what the fuck are you on?
And do we feel like things like that goes beyond like having a fetish? Like, I think there's something deeper there. And maybe it is
I
that you're
definitely think
bisexual. And like, if you
bisexual ain't no
are,
more than
be
nigga.
bisexual, nigga. Nobody cares. It's 2026. No one cares if you're bisexual. A lot of guys are probably bisexual. I mean, your G spot, rightfully so, is in your anus. So like, there's probably a lot of dudes who do also want to try butt stuff. Like, if you want to do that, do it. You're gonna find the person who is not going to yuck your yum. They are going to yum your yuck.
Literally. And there's a difference between a guy liking to be stimulated from his G spot
Yeah.
and being interested in what another nigga's dick look like. That's attraction to the same sex, not stimulation.
And
And I don't
there's
think that's what he was understanding.
right.
Which also, I'm not bashing anybody who's bi, because a lot of people are date people or married people who are bi. That's not my cup of tea.
Right.
But like, don't try to mask it as a fetish or some shit because you don't want to admit that you like niggas.
That, but also, like, are you trying to imagine, like, what that penis would look like inside me? Like, what? What do we...
Yeah, it'd be different if the questions were aimed towards me, like, oh, how does he make you feel? What does he do that makes you like this or like that? Or why do you keep going back to him? It's always like, how big is the dick? Is it fat? Is it little? Does he do this? Does he do that? Like, do you care about me or the nigga?
Right.
And I'm not sending somebody's nude
Right.
to somebody that they don't fucking know.
I think that's literally illegal.
That's
It's literally.
And also, go on OnlyFans. Like, there's so many other avenues to which you could get the stimulation or the excitement that you're looking for in having these conversations about other men and their penises.
They don't want their Google history to say, I need dick. Let me see dick. Where's the dick? But like, you matched with me talking about you want to date, and instead of getting to know me or talking about taking me out somewhere, you keep asking me about another nigga's dick.
Okay.
I was like, that's so weird.
I feel like we've talked a lot about things that have gone horribly, terribly wrong. Do we have any really good experiences?
It start off good, then it go downhill, so it's kind of hard to, you know what I'm saying?
That wolf in sheep's clothing type shit.
Yeah, it's like niggas always got a butt.
Wolf in Nike Tech.
You said wolf in Nike Tech?
Yeah.
I'm fucking dead.
A wolf in camo.
A
like,
wolf in slides.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn.
I had to ponder on that because
A really good story.
I had a boyfriend once who, for Valentine's Day, he went to K Jewelers. And I was
oh,
like,
you got a real good story.
no. I thought that was so sweet because I was like, oh my gosh, he went to K. He bought me this like big ass human size like teddy bear. He got me a dozen roses. So it was like one of those like necklaces that was like, I'm gonna love you for infinity or some bullshit like that. It was cute.
Ooh. I'm trying to think if I've ever even gotten anything like notable for Valentine's Day other than flowers. And the last time I got flowers, it was a box of plastic glittered roses that hadn't been connected to the fake stem yet. So it was like the box of heads and then the stems.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We were supposed to be talking about good stories.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
What?
Once again, niggas are a disappointment.
I'm sorry. Those were supposed to be like makeup flowers. I'm doing better unless I can do better flowers. Yeah.
Like, can you give me some flowers that don't require assembly?
They thought they were ordering those glitter covered roses,
I think so.
But sir, if you're paying $12.99, it's not a real glitter covered rose.
I think he could tell from that fucking website that wasn't no fucking dozen roses dipped in glitter, bitch. Like, and they were hot pink. Sorry. Positive. Let me keep thinking.
Last Valentine's Day, I got some Lego flowers. It was a bonsai. I love bonsai trees because I'm obsessed with things that are mini. I love mini things, like just a mini pack of tissues, the little mini Tic Tac. Like, I collect things that are very small. Bonsai trees look like full-grown trees, but they are like 10 inches tall. So, like, I'm obsessed with them. They're really hard to take care of. I used to have one. I killed it. RIP. I'll get another one day. But I got a bonsai Lego set, and I thought it was the sweetest thing because I wasn't expecting it. I also like the brand Coach, so I also got like an SLG, which is like a small leather good. It was like a Coach coin purse in the shape of a heart. I thought that was really sweet. That was like, yeah, I would say like as far as like I've gotten good like birthday gifts too. Are we talking about other holidays or whatever?
If you want to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like when people listen. The monitor that Jalen just shipped me was a birthday gift. Like it's a 32-inch curved gaming screen. That was a birthday gift, even though that same person would not buy me like actual fresh flowers, which I was like, okay, if I'm gonna get like a $300 monitor instead, then thanks. But other than that, like with my recent ex, y'all know I was at his house like a couple months ago, and he surprised me with like this soup that I really like that he makes, and I like begged for it for like 4 years, so I don't know why he decided to make it this year, cause fuck him. But yeah, and I also like massages, so I feel like that to me, I get one from like a partner, it genuinely feels like a gift. And it's not even like a low maintenance kind of thing. Like if I could get a massage every day of my life, or like every other day, because I don't know if every day is healthy, I would.
I will say, because I'm thinking a little too hard on it being good. There is a guy that I was dating, but he would literally just go on dates with me, and then I'd never hear from him until he wanted to go on a date again. But he did take me out for my birthday, and nobody's ever did anything for me for my birthday, so that was really nice. He took me to this like mini golf place, so he taught me how to do mini golf because I've never done that before. And then he took me home and was like, get dressed. I'm going to take you somewhere else at this time or whatever. Like, I'm going to come back and pick you up. So he came and picked me up, and he took me to this really nice restaurant that he made reservations at. And we had dinner, and they gave me like a little happy birthday dessert and all that good stuff. And I was like, oh, like this is like a real fancy like restaurant. And I don't usually go there. So I was like, oh my God, you planned the first date, then you made reservations. It wasn't like he just had a place and was like, we'll just show up and go eat. Like he had everything already planned out. That was a good day. Let me stop before it get worse.
We try. We
Love
really
that.
try with these niggas, because I'm like,
We
I
do.
guess we get just as much bad stuff as like the positive. So, but you know,
Before I left Bowling Green, I started seeing this guy. So sweet. And he actually moved to Phoenix, but I was going to Oxford and he was going to Phoenix. So like that kind of was what it was. But before he left to go to Phoenix, he came to visit me in Oxford multiple times. And y'all, that drive, it's a 5-hour drive. And I was like, are you sure you want to come here? Like, do you have family here? You have friends here? He was like, no, just coming to see you. And I was like, oh my gosh, little on me, that's so sweet. And we did spend like not 8 hours talking on the phone, but we did spend a lot of time talking on the phone. Prior to me leaving, we went out on a few dates before I left. And when he came, he would come and plan the date. And I'm like, okay, so you're Googling what to do in fucking Oxford, Mississippi. That's dope. Love that.
It's not hard. It's not hard.
Internet's at the fingertips. It's right there. And when he would stay with me, he would not try any slick shit. He slept voluntarily on the couch. And finally, one time I was like, you know, you can sleep in my bed too, right? He was like, oh, I just don't want you to like think that I'm trying to do anything, or like, I don't want to be inappropriate. He was such a sweet guy.
see, I like that because it also doesn't sound like he did it to be performative.
No.
Because you know, like some men, like my ex is like that. He wants credit for doing the good things because he always mentions it. The Jamaican one. Like, I'm just like, why do you have to tell me that you're doing a nice thing? Like, thank you. Okay. Like,
That's why I don't get excited for shit. Because when you starting that story, it made me think about when I got that Airbnb with my ex. Because I was like, oh, finally somebody put in the effort. He's coming. He got a flight. He's coming to see me just to get up here and be on fucking flat bullshit. You feel me?
Saints on E.
Literally.
That is hilarious.
But at least he planned a date. That ex was like, oh, well, I don't live where you live, so I don't know where to go. Nigga, go to Google. Go to the maps. Something.
Instagram, Facebook, literally anything.
And Jalen, where is this young man now?
He's in Phoenix.
Still?
I don't know him well enough to be able to speak to like his actual character. In hell, even after knowing somebody, you still can't speak to their character. But what I know of him and our experience together, he was a really good guy. Yeah, super sweet. So there is hope. They're out there. They're out there.
Yeah, I ain't giving nobody else no credit because you know.
Yeah,
I'm done. Well, that's like I'm done with my segment of good things. Cause
so if my mama ever listen to this why you ain't got no grandkids now.
Man,
all this shit I got to go through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit, it might not have none before our time is up, honey.
Hello.
But listen, I'm more than okay. Like
Over the weekend, I had a real come to Jesus with myself. Like, you know what? Prior to my last relationship, I told myself, you know what? If I'm by myself forever, it's going to be okay. And then once that relationship ended, I was like, "Ugh, but I don't want to be by myself forever. Like, that's not fair. Like, I really do want to have love. I really do want the person that I'm like sitting at home with. We're watching TV, we're reading books, like we're doing the things that partners do. But over the weekend, I was like, you know what? If you're by yourself, it is what it is. And I had to really like talk to myself, like the level of safety that I feel within myself. And I'm not saying that all of the feelings that I felt over the past few years was a result of that relationship. But I had been dealing with a lot of anxiety and I had been struggling to sleep. You all know my face was breaking out like a fucking 13-year-old prepubescent boy. Like all of those things were happening. And when I really sat and reflected on like, this is the first time that I felt just like calm and safe in a really long time. If being alone means that I get this feeling for the rest of my life, is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always
like
think
that.
about Tracy Ellis Ross in my head. I'm like, she flourishing, her hair big, she got money, she got good clothes, she go on good vacations. Like,
Skin clear, booty fat.
hello, stay in a pool.
Look like she
I'm
eating
gonna be
good.
just like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen, that is weird that you mentioned like the astrology thing, because like that what was on my mind like all last week.
What specifically?
Just like if I like end up being alone and not finding a person, even though like in the long run that's what I want, but like if it doesn't happen, like I just want to make sure that like I've done what I want to do. I feel content. I've traveled, and not even just like the big things like, oh, go eat pasta in Italy. Walk into a crowded public space and feel comfortable in my skin. Like if the more I do that and the more I feel that, that's when I feel like I'll be happy in life, or just not just happy, but like that's what will make me feel like fulfilled and satisfied. Because like last week I was doing a lot of comparisons, like, oh, had I made this decision, my life would have went this way. Had I not done this, my life, like that's what the Aries season was doing for me, and it sucked. It really did. So but also just trying to make sense of like this current path that I'm on. Like, what does it mean? Because I really don't know. But as far as like just being content and comfortable with myself, like that's my goal. If nothing else makes sense. And hopefully I have some friends who like want to grow old with me. Cause like fuck these men. Like I'm finna grow old with my friends too. What you need? I'll come help. Like,
And that's what I was telling Jocelyn like a couple weekends ago. First, before I get there, we are so one because the same feelings, the same thoughts I was having all last week. Like, what is my purpose? What am I doing here? Like, what is this season for? If this is the rest of my life, like, okay, but like,
right. What's up?
is this it? You
Is
know,
this
like,
it? Yeah. Oh my God, Jalen.
but I was telling Jocelyn, I said, you know what? We just need to, and I like to my core, I want to do this with my forever people. Maybe not a forever person, but my forever people. Get a big ass plot of land, and we all have our little houses on that plot of land. And it's like, okay, if Jocelyn has a kid and her kid is like, Mom, can I go over to Auntie Jay's house and pick apples from the garden? Yeah, I'm gonna watch you run over there. Make sure you say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Make sure you're polite. Make sure you're here before the lights go out. Or like, hey guys, it's a Wednesday night. Jocelyn, Darla, you guys want to meet up in the little gazebo in the backyard and smoke some weed? You know what I
I'm
mean?
dead.
Like, that's the type of community that I want so badly. And it's just getting everybody in one place so that we can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Jocelyn is working on me. She sent me like a job that it's like a summer thing, and I was like, she was like, come hang for the summer, and I was like, and I was gonna apply, but it's like mandatory that you're bilingual. But I was like, I didn't even know that they had things like this, so now I can at least start looking for some.
Yeah.
Because I was ready.
Yeah. And Miranda, I'm sure there's plenty of opportunities. There's lots of creative shit to do. I know, like that you're
Miranda's like, who? My mama got the bunker, remember?
Oh, that's
like, she
right.
can't leave.
But we
I'm
could
dead.
drive to Phoenix from here. We could drive. It would be a long drive, but
It's
we
a
could do it.
long ass
What's
drive.
long? Put a number on
It's
it.
like 15 hours.
Oh shit.
We could do
I
5,
have
5, and 5. We got that. That's easy.
Texas was on my list of places to live
Man.
because I don't want to settle in Phoenix. This is just a good place to like get your life together, you know.
And you
Yeah.
know what is crazy? I always like the comparison that I was doing was like the purpose, because I was like, when I look at other people's lives, they have such a complete, like, even if they maybe don't think it makes sense to me, it's like picture perfect. So like when I look at Jalen, I'm like, look at how close she is with her mom, but she also has a dad who owns a business, and like when she goes home, she can stay here, she can stay there, and like she has all these siblings, and like, you know, like y'all have like different types of relationships, but there's so much there. With Miranda, look at her mom. She has like a garden, like, you know, she has her modeling thing going on. It's like y'all's lives just make so much sense. But like when I think about mine, I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, I don't really talk to my parents like that. I do a little bit, like with my mom. Don't really, like, I talk to my sister on and off, but to me, it's not really like of substance. You know what I mean? So it just feels like my bubble is not complete. Like, it feels like everybody else's bubble is like complete but mine. And like, I've been trying to make sense of that, and I don't know how. But I was thinking about you being in Phoenix, and I was just like, but oh, look, it's so pretty out there. She's out there with the good weather, and like, da 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 da. She got a dog. That's literally like my mind last week.
Do you think that sometimes you feel like some decisions that you made were based on like what you think you needed to do, or to like, because I feel like when I felt like that was because I was doing stuff for other people, like, oh, I got to do this to be a role model for my brothers and sisters, not because I wanted to do it, because I wanted to do it. So it kind of felt like, am I doing this for real?
Yes, and like I didn't come to that revelation till like maybe Friday. Because even when I was like, I mean, grew up in church culture, right? But like I even felt like an outsider there, because I was like, I remember just being in the mindset of like, I'm a people pleaser and I want to do things that don't make the people around me, i.e., church people, like they do everybody else. So like even now I'm just kind of like, dang, I just want to like do what makes me happy. Like that's what I've been thinking about a lot, but I'm like, okay, let's figure out what that is and what that looks like, because right now I don't know.
But also, it's okay to like try stuff out. And like you don't have to feel like I have to find exactly what's meant for me so I can go like full force on that. It's okay to have a trial period of like figuring stuff out, because I know you're doing the taxes stuff like right
Mhm.
now.
Mhm.
So it's okay, like if you change your mind later, or if you're like, I want to put everything into that. But if like one day you want to go try carpet making, or like
Mhm.
go to some sort of like, I don't know, club where they have people at, that's okay too. You ain't gotta have everything figured out.
And I feel like too, I don't want to use the word dissatisfied. I feel like that's too harsh, but it like, even though you're saying it looks perfect, and I do know that I have my family and I love those relationships, but it just feels empty. And I don't know if that's because it's like still fresh off of this breakup and still trying to get over it in certain ways, that it's just like, I felt like that was the rest of my life. So now it's like, yeah, I have great jobs. I make great money. I've got great benefits. I got great health care. I have those great familial relationships. I have the close friendships that I have, but like it still just feels like something's missing.
Mm.
And I don't know if that's, again, due to the relationship ending, or if because something really is missing,
Mhm.
you know? And it's like as soon as I get by myself, like today, Jocelyn and I had a great day. And like as soon as she gets out of my car, I'm just like, huh, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
And like as
I
soon as
almost
we get
forgot
done
how,
here, I'm going to be like,
right.
okay,
I
well,
almost forgot how good it felt to talk to y'all, because I've been like, I mean, I've been around people like all weekend, but like in my head, I've felt really lonely. So like, and because I've been thinking about aging a lot too. And so like, but like when I started talking to you, I was like, oh shit, wait, there's Jalen. Like it just clicked. Like I was like, oh, this is a person that I know and love and talk to. Like it just, but
yeah,
it's fascinating how quickly your mind will like
I'll
make you
fuck you up.
forget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And sometimes when you're like in those feelings, it will pull through other people. Cause
Mhm.
like a lot of people will see my page and be like, oh, she's modeling, she's doing this and she's doing that. Not knowing like half the time that shit is like, I'm fighting for my life behind these posts that I'm posting that people are seeing. Or like I would do like workshops, and people would just assume that every single thing that I post I get paid for. I'm like, no, honey, all of that's funded by me. I brought these people together. Like, I'm not getting paid for all this, but that's what people get when they look at me. So it kind of is, I feel like I do that in relationships. Like I see something good that I was missing in my other relationship and like latch onto that. So I'm like, ooh, at least they got that, because I didn't get any of that in the last thing. But it's
Mm.
like you're not taking in the full scope of like everything that's going on.
And to that point, I think we can get hyper fixated on all of the beautiful things in someone, because it's like we see that one little glimmer of, oh, my last relationship didn't have that or was missing that, and I see that in this person. But it's like, okay, let me take a step back and get a 360 view of this person and like really analyze the situation. I think you said it before, Miranda. Just because he's better than the last nigga doesn't mean he's the nigga for me.
And I literally have to drill that into my head all the time. I'm doing it right now with somebody I'm talking to. But it's like I feel so much like I went off in my head because I can recognize it now. It's like I used to get so swept up in liking someone that I couldn't slow myself down. But now it's like I'm aware that I do that, and I can tell myself, you need to slow your roll.
Yeah.
So I am proud to at least be able to acknowledge it, even though it's nice to be delusional for a little bit. Like, let me be delulu for a couple of days, and then I'll come back to reality. But let me enjoy the delusion for a little bit.
A couple
At
days.
least
That's it, lovers and friends. Let's not
a
make it a
couple
week.
days.
Let's not make it a month. Let's damn sure not make it a year or years.
Mm-mm.
I said, come out the cloud, Bob.
So, our lover girl lesson for the week is sometimes you need to stop seeing the best in people and see what they show you. Does that track
Amen.
for everything that we talked about?
I think so, because that's
Okay.
why I put a speed bump on the good things that they gave me and did for me, and was like, I could also say negative, and I have, but yeah, not too much.
Yeah.
Don't make excuses for people.
Ooh.
So I think it ties right on in, because I think I've excused a lot of bullshit that should have been nipped in the bud real quick after these fucking stories we done told. Because why the hell did I get in a 5-year relationship with the nigga from the Airbnb? What sense that make? Still did it anyway. So yeah.
Live and learn.
Man, that's real.
But in other news, let's get other people's business. I did just want to say that I saw a post where Cardi B came out and said that, because everybody was like, oh, Offset got shot. I wonder if Cardi B called and checked on him and blah, blah, blah. She went on live and confirmed that she did check on him when she heard he got shot. And like, I guess had like a come into Jesus talk with him and sent him $500,000 for him to like get on his feet. She said the next day this nigga called her from the casino. He went through all that money and was asking her for more. And she was like, this is why I don't fuck with that nigga, and y'all keep asking me if I'm checking on him and shit, and this is what I get for checking on the nigga.
And you know what that sounds just as disrespectful as? I don't know if y'all watched that Untold story about Lamar Odom. He's been going on this press tour, and people are like, wow, you really have to be thankful for Chloe because she saved your life. And he's all like, no, God saved my life.
Boy,
did God not use Chloe to save you?
Nigga, this bitch told your father to kick rocks when he wanted to pull the plug on your ass for your life insurance policy. God didn't do that. Now, he might have sent Chloe to do it, but God did not stop your father from pulling the plug on your ass.
Right.
Chloe did.
And to be honest, I wasn't even 100% sure that you were still alive until just now.
Chloe
was dead.
went out here and put you up in her house and helped you learn how to walk again, helped you learn how to talk again. And how did you repay her? By getting a cell phone and ordering fucking drugs from Uber Eats as soon as you make it to the motherfucking house. But God saved you.
He faked being paralyzed and faked not being able to talk.
What?
So they
I
would
missed
release
those
him.
details.
Yeah. So they would release him out the hospital. She put him in a private home and left, and that nigga was smoking crack whole time. She didn't think he could use his own fucking arms.
Niggas ain't shit.
Niggas
ain't
Men
shit.
will embarrass you.
But I don't understand why Offset want to be Lamar Odom so damn bad. I think that's who he's trying to be.
Sounds like it.
Offset's
The disrespect.
I mean, more than he already has. He's gonna continue to self-destruct. Yeah, I mean, Cardi's better than me. I'm pretty sure the only reason she even sent him a cent is because he is the father of her children.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Children. And he was her ex-husband, so like they were married. So I feel like that's the only reason. But it's like, girl, you don't have nothing else to prove to us. Like, I hope you didn't send him $500,000 just to be like, see, this is what he does. I know you got it like that, but girl, put that in
No, I
a
think
trust fund for them kids.
I think she honestly did it to be nice, but everybody kept talking about
Okay.
it. So she just
Yeah.
mentioned, like, what y'all don't know is I did this and he blew through the money and then asked me for more. So stop bringing that nigga up.
That is half a
Yeah, in a day.
Why do we keep concerning ourselves with whether or not women are concerned about their exes? They're exes
right.
for a fucking reason. Father of her kids or not, ex-husband or not. Like, the nigga's not currently in her life for a fucking reason. That nigga is grown. He made grown ass decisions. And if he went out there and got his grown ass shot, that's on him. The nigga has
Right.
disrespected me and my household enough to where I don't give a fuck. So stop checking me for me not checking on this nigga. He wasn't checking for
Right.
me when he was out here fucking bitches.
Hello?
Fuck
That
out of
was
here.
Yeah,
that
I'm
his
on the same
karma
type of
right
time.
there.
It's like you can only humiliate a woman so many times and still get her respect. I don't care what happens to you. I don't.
And I
I
wonder
cared
how
when we were together.
this would affect their divorce because it's still not final. So I feel like this might have just been a checkmate move for her to be like, look, I had to literally send this nigga $500,000. He blew through it. I'm not paying this nigga's back taxes. I'm not
Right.
sending him no alimony. He's not responsible with his money. So please declare me this fucking divorce.
Which is crazy because it's like, if you owe all these people and all these taxes and she sent you that money, why are you in the casino? What you think you're going to make at a casino? Open your own casino and get paid off that.
They say he got a gambling problem.
He does, but I'm just
Yeah.
like, it's a chance. You know what I mean? Casinos are still computerized machine.
But
Like,
that's what
mm,
every time somebody say he owed them money, they always say that he tells them, "Oh, just give me this and I'll flip it. Like I'll be able to go and get more money and pay you back."
but be at the casino, just like somebody else's Aunt Betty and whoever else be in there
And Kayla,
gambling away.
check me if I'm wrong. Somewhere in the Bible it says, show me that you are faithful with little, and then I will make you ruler of much.
You must be faithful over a few things to be ruler over many things.
So for you to think that, like, oh, I just need more money, that's the answer to the problem. No, you need to be faithful and disciplined with the little bit of money that you do have. And $500,000 is not a little bit of money. You could have used that to put a dent in some debt that you owe somebody, whether it was an individual person, whether it was the IRS. Like, that was an opportunity for you to show that you could be disciplined with money. But that spirit of mammon got you again, nigga. It's gonna keep getting you. Well, have fun.
We wish you the worst.
I don't know if you guys remember the Michigan football coach, the black guy, who was fired from his job for fucking his secretary. He somehow was able to take a plea deal and only ended up with 18 months of probation and fines to pay. And for all y'all niggas out there who are contemplating, who are doing your secretaries, doing anyone outside of the women that you are committed to, this is now an opportunity for you to practice discipline and cut the shit off. Because it's not going to end for you the way that it ended for Sharon Moore. This nigga is so fucking fortunate that all he got is probation and fines.
Well, didn't she come out and say that she lied about the whole him invading her house and keeping her hostage and all that?
So one of the things is they were trying to say that, like, the text messages between them, she tried to argue that it was just him, like, being threatening and all of that stuff. But his attorney was like, but that was his assistant. So you can't say that all of those messages, all of those phone calls was him threatening her or harassing her, because that was his assistant. He could have actually called her 23 times in 10 minutes because he needed something for work.
Yeah.
So he
Makes
got off on a technicality. And he should be thanking his lucky stars. But at the end of the day, as a black man, your reputation is fucking shot. You're not going to be coaching so much as a fucking little league game for your 12-year-old when you have one.
They
So
only need one little thing. They was probably looking for it.
lastly, for the 62 million men who took time out of their day to Google search how to sexually assault your wives and your girlfriends without them knowing. Y'all haven't heard about this?
No.
Oh, yes. CNN broke a story over the weekend about excuse the language, trigger warning, a rape academy where men are drugging their wives and girlfriends, putting the content and naming it quote unquote sleep content onto a platform for other men to view. And in February, the shortest month of the year, 62 million men went to that website to get tips on how that they can drug and sexually assault their female partners. And for the men who make comments like, it's not all men, you're part of the problem. Because this is that kindergarten saying, one bad apple spoils the bunch. It doesn't matter if it's one man. It doesn't matter if it's all 62 million of y'all doing that fuck shit. It's fucking disgusting. It's despicable. I know at some point on this podcast, we said bring back shame. We need to bring back stoning at this point in time. Because we all know someone in our lives, a female in our lives who has been sexually assaulted. And guess what? For the men who said it's not all men, it's not women sexually assaulting other women. I'm sure there are cases in which that happens in same-sex couples or people who are attracted to same sex, but more times than not, it is men who are our predators. We have to worry about you all sexually assaulting us. We have to worry about you all trying to kill us. We have to worry about our physical being when we are in your presence. You all have to worry about us, quote unquote, making fun of you or quote unquote, taking your money. Those aren't real fucking concerns.
And we literally just be having a vagina and breasts. I could be in a whole damn parka. That's not gonna do shit.
No. And it shouldn't be, well, women dress like this, so like, what do you expect? How about we start telling men, it doesn't matter how a woman dresses, her body is not yours.
It's not even how they dress. They don't even gotta be alive. If they got a vagina and a breast, they gon' fuck them. You could be in a coma.
Literally.
Women getting pregnant in comas in the hospital because niggas can't control themselves.
And that's not a us problem. That is a men problem. And this goes back to what we said earlier in the podcast about men holding other men accountable. And it starts with little things. It starts with, hey, bro, I saw the way that you were talking to that waitress. We know that you're in a relationship. That's not cool. It starts there. It starts with when a little boy pushes a little girl on the playground and then we try to disguise it as, oh, he just likes her and that's his way of no.
Right.
We hold them accountable at the fucking beginning. And then we continue to hold them accountable so shit like this doesn't have the opportunity to happen.
And you shouldn't have to have a daughter to be able to recognize those situations.
You should not.
Right.
But for those of you who it does require that, think about if you logged onto this, if you were one of those 62 million men who logged onto this website and saw your daughter being sexually assaulted by her male partner on this website. What are you going to say to her? What are you going to say to him?
So, CNN, are they going to arrest these people? Did they...
To answer your question, I'm not sure. And I'm sure just like in the case of Jeffrey Epstein, no man is going to be punished for their crimes against women because you all hate women when we're out here simply just trying to exist.
Literally.
So, we hate to end us on a heavy note.
I know, right? But I think sometimes it's needed. Take that with you and go get your friends together when needed.
So have this conversation with every man in your life. And if a man responds by saying anything other than I'm sorry, you need to reevaluate that relationship. That's a red fucking flag.
All right, y'all. Now that y'all really been in the group chat, this is straight out the group chat. We're gonna put y'all on D&D until next time.